What's up? How you doing? Here we are. Beautiful night tonight. Beautiful night. Tonight feels like a kind of night you want to light a fire, charcoal, and do some street corn. You know what street corn is? Street corn is you take the corn, you put it on the grill, charcoal underneath, red, and you keep turning it until you can go black. You know, black and yellow. Or you can go in between that. Salt, pepper, butter, cayenne pepper. Delicious. I love street corn. If I'm driving in LA and I see somebody doing that on a side street, I will pull over and buy some. Big fan of street corn. Anyway, I have my boots here. These are Georgia. Still have Mama's boy over there at the light with the motorcycle, revving it. Just go home, give your mama a kiss on the cheek. All right. Anyway, so I have these Georgia Giant. That's what they're called. And one time I was looking for boots. I mean, I would prefer to buy Nick's boots, or what was the other one? White's boots. They make great boots. They measure your foot. They custom make them for you. Takes a long time to break in, but when they break in, best boot. So anyway, I was looking around and I go, I'm just gonna get a basic pair, and I ended up looking at these Georgia Giant, and I can't recommend them even higher than I'm recommending them now. Good boots, solid. I have this one here. I have two pairs of it. These are my third ones. First ones I wore them out, had to toss them, and then I bought another pair a couple of years ago, and I wore them. They kind of wore out a little bit, but they're okay. And then I bought these last June, so a year ago, and then maybe, what was it, 7 years ago, I bought Georgia Lager boots, which very good quality, very good quality. And I have them inside. They still look brand new. I've worn them everywhere and they still look good. They still look good. I take care of them, you know. I put nutrition, I put cream, rub it in nice and supple, and then I let them dry, and then I will do shoe polish or boot polish, whatever you want to call it, and then I'll shine them up. I'll let them sit there. I rotate them. Sometimes I wear these for a while, then I rotate them to the other ones, and then I'll wear my loggers. And loggers go up. They're like 8 inches or 10 inches, but they go way up. So these right here need a little bit of a touch-up. So I bought the brown dye, and I redid the entire boot. Did it brand new dye job because it was wearing out. Because I washed them occasionally with saddle soap, and little by little the color wears out, and the shoe polish will not replace 100% of the color, but the dye will. So I put a couple coats. I let it dry for 48 hours. Actually, right now it's like 53 hours right now. So it cured, will not come off. You get that on your hands though. I have paint thinner, so I was able to get it right off, but very difficult to remove. So anyway, right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some brown cream with a lot of nutrition, good nutritional value. I'm going to use the plain ones. I have much better creams that I use on my better leather shoes, but this stuff I keep wearing them in the desert, and so I keep redoing the cream and the polish. And I have a nice brush here, 100% horsehair. Look at that, very soft. So I don't know what's in here, but you know what it smells like? Smells like the kind of stuff a barber would put on your neck when you're done, you know, and they ask you, you want to put some product in there? And sometimes I say, yeah, sure, go ahead. Not because I want the product, but because I want to relax a little bit longer in the chair. So I'll say, go ahead, put what you want to put in there. And then I come home, I wash it right out. But yeah, this one has, all the good ones have a cologne smell. Oh yeah, that's good. They say a little goes a long way. I think a lot goes even further. So what I do is I apply, you know, a decent amount, rub it in, I let it dry, then I'll give them a shine, and then I'll add some polish. And then tomorrow I will go in the desert, and when I come back out, they will look like I've never washed them ever. That's why you have to do this daily or nightly. Psychologically, when I do this, I feel I walk better. I don't know why, but I feel like it's kind of like when you wash your car, you know, and you put a little wax on it, you shine it up, and then you're driving on the highway and you feel like the car runs better. All psychological. Today I went to the dentist, did the cleanup thing. They sandblast you. Almost fell asleep. You get too comfortable, you know, you fall asleep. You kind of like your brain drifts away. I don't know what happened. It got blurry there for a second. And then you kind of go into a sleep state, like REM. So I was there for a little bit. Whole family went in today. Get it out of the way, you know. Went in there. Good place, nice place. Very polite. So did that. Then we got some nice burgers, good quality burgers. Nah, I'm not talking about McDonald's or Burger King. Although, you know, for what they are, they're decent. But we got gourmet burgers tonight. And onion rings. All right. So yeah, I'm very happy with these. These are like about 130 bucks. 130 bucks. Where Nick's, the ones I want to get are like I think almost 700. 700. And I have some cowboy boots or cowman boots. I've worn those a few times, you know. I don't want to, you know, step out of my truck and people go, oh, look at that guy from Texas. So I haven't worn them that much. Plus I don't want to ruin them. You know, I bought some good ones. I bought them in Arizona. I went in there and I said I'm going to grab those. I tried them on. And they say that cowboy boots are the most comfortable boots you can buy once they break in. Got the heel on the back, you know. So I'm going to get my other pair as well and add a coat of this. I'll be right back. All right, I am back. So these are the second pair I have. These are more beat up. These have 2 years of mileage. 2 years. A lot of walking in the Mojave and a lot of places in between. So I'm going to polish them up, give them a little bit of a longer lifespan. I'll do that in a minute. Gonna have a little bit of wine. Got this wine. It's called 1924 limited edition. I like the bottle. So they've aged this wine inside of whiskey barrels, right? 1924. So California limited edition. I don't know what that means. We're gonna try a little bit. Drink responsibly. A little bit is, in this case, more than enough. A little bit. Give it a little spin. You can smell that immediately. It's like boom. I feel like a shark in water with a drop of blood a mile away. Somebody beeping. Yeah, that's got a... It's almost like Chianti. You know, that Italian wine? But this is Californian wine. 1924. Isn't that a cool bottle? That's a very nice little bottle. That's why I got it, for the bottle. Good color, rich, very, very red. All right, let's see what we got. Yeah, right off the bat, I can tell you that's got a good fragrance. Good smell there. Wow, that's very surprising. Very surprising. Not bad. It's a different kind of flavor. I was expecting like the, you know, typical wine flavor, whatever that is. But this one has a bit of something different to it. There's something, I don't know what it is, but there's something in there that gives it a bit of a sweetness, like almost like a cherry. Bit of a cherry in there. Like that good cherry that you have in the middle of July out of the refrigerator, and it's crisp, that flavor. Not bad. Wow. I recommend this. If you see a bottle of this 1924 California, pick it up. And you could use the bottle later on for storing some olive oil. Although you have to put in a dark spot, because olive oil gets rancid if it's exposed to sunlight or light. So you have to put it in a closet underneath a bunch of blankets or something. Anyway, very good. Want to light up the candle for some atmosphere. Look at that. All right, we add some color here. Oh yeah, big difference. Getting dark. I don't mind the dark. I love visiting Bass Pro Shop. When I park my car in the parking lot, I am so excited when I get in that store. I just, I'm a kid in a child world, or mama's boy. Mama's boy. So anyway, I feel like I'm going into Toys R Us or something, and I'm like 10. Love that store. Bass Pro Shop. And I'd like to get an all-terrain vehicle. Get the other one. Take that to the desert. But I want to get something that fits inside the Suburban in the back. Like a miniature one. I don't want to get one of those, what do they call those? You know what I'm talking about, those flatbeds. I don't want to get one of those. Where am I going to put it? It's going to take too much room up. Yeah, that's nice. Nice. Yeah, this one, these two boots here, they have a lot of mileage. A lot of mileage. There was a time when I would walk a lot, like a lot. I would go far distances walking. I mean, when I have to walk, I still walk, but I don't walk as often or as far. All right, now, so I wash these with detergent, degreaser, and I remove everything. It becomes brand new looking again. Well, not quite brand new looking, but close enough. And then I use them again and again and again. Eventually they wear out. You gotta toss them. Okay, let them dry off. Wow, that is good. It's got it's like an aftertaste. It's an aftertaste of like cherry, like a rich cherry. Oh, I know I wanted to talk about something specific, and I'm going to specifically bring it up right now after I take a little sip. Wow, that is good. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. So last night, I went outside to bring in the garbage cans, the garbage containers, and I looked up in the sky like I usually do because I'm a big time fan of the universe. It's all we have, really. I mean, and we're part of it. But anyway, so I look up and I saw what looked very familiar to me because I saw it not too long ago. It's the exact same thing, minus one important thing I'm just about to mention. But anyway, I saw, what do they call those? You know those lines that airplanes make. They have a name for them, but I can't think of it right now. But anyway, so I saw those lines, but they were different. They were kind of zigzaggy. And luckily yesterday I got out there at the right moment, because when I looked up I saw the lines, and then I looked over there and I saw what appeared to be a rocket. And I knew it was a rocket because the previous time it happened I was a little bit late seeing the rocket part, but I saw the squiggly lines in the sky. And I looked it up and I said, oh, that's when they're launching, like SpaceX or Blue or whatever. That's what it looks like. And then I confirmed it because I found the launch thing, and they said that they had just launched, a little while ago. So yesterday I got out there at the right moment and I got to see the rocket. And as I'm looking at the sky, the rocket, if this was a plane moving like this to scale, the rocket was like this, like quick. I was watching it, like my head was turning like quickly like that, and within, I don't know, maybe 3 minutes it had crossed the entire horizon and disappeared. So I had looked it up and they said that SpaceX launched a satellite yesterday. I mean, I have a picture on my iPhone. I don't know if I'm going to transfer it to the video, but I will try and find it here. Got a lot of pictures. I mean, look at that. Can you see? Let me try again. I don't think that was that good. Okay, so the beginning, the front of this thing is the rocket. Look at that. And it was just moving so fast. Years ago, where was I? I think I was down at Redondo Beach, and they had launched either that or Manhattan, one of those, and they had launched a rocket, and I was sitting there watching it. The speed in which it was moving was crazy. Literally, you need a Greyhound with sneakers just to keep up with that thing. And then before my kids were born, I think it was one of the last space shuttles to land at Edwards Air Force Base out here. So we heard that it was landing, and me and my wife were in the area, and we were racing to get to the landing spot to see it land. And we did make it. So what happened was we could see it in the sky. It's coming in, and I guess at a certain speed it breaks the sound barrier again, and you hear this loud explosive sound. It sounds like dynamite going off, and it did it twice. It was like ba-boom, just as it entered. And then we saw it land, and of course we went to the parade when they retired. What was it, Endeavor. We went to that parade. The streets in LA were crowded, and they were bringing this big thing through the streets. And finally it ended up downtown at the Space Museum. So yeah, I'm a big fan of anything to do with the space program, anything to do with the universe. I find it fascinating. We are the universe. We are the universe. We're part of it. We're the living part. It's amazing that there's a concept of the universe, but there's also a concept that we are alive. I mean, the whole concept of being alive is weird to me. Everything is weird. I mean, when you break down the universe, very strange. And nobody knows how any of this stuff came here. Or, I mean, matter, You could say it always existed. I know most scientists are against that idea. They tend to think that there was some kind of start, but I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. The more they find out, the more they realize that what they thought was the beginning is no longer the beginning. Stuff they are looking at that is supposed to be where the universe began appears to be too old for that. So we don't know. We don't know anything yet. I'm sure in a couple of hundred years they're going to look back to 2024 and they're going to be like, those people knew nothing. They knew nothing back then. But what we do know is fascinating. I mean, just the immense size, the size of the universe, just the observable is crazy. You know, let's just say 93 billion light years from here to here. 93 billion. Light traveling for 93 billion years. It's like, you can't even comprehend that. You know, and no matter where you go in the universe, like let's say this is the universe here. Okay, let's say we're here. We're not really in the middle, but let's say we're here. You look around, it all looks kind of like the same. Go, oh, there's no edge. But then if you were to jump to this part where you can see now the observable, you know, edge, you could look further back and still see the exact same thing we see, no ending. You know, it's not like you go here and you go, I'm up against the wall. You know, and that's another thing, the concept of the edge of the universe. You know, I mean, how could you have an edge to that? And how couldn't you have an edge? It's weird either way you look at it. You know, you get to the you know, the observable edge, right? So say you travel that way or that way, but you travel in one direction for say 45 billion years at the speed of light. Once you get there, obviously the universe has expanded beyond that point, but even if you got to the point where, you know, you calculate the universe should be, you know, expanding right there, it would still look the same as if you're looking from Earth to the edge right now. No difference. You know, and then you wonder, what is the universe held inside of? What's you know, here's the universe. What is here? What's beyond that? You know, and they don't have a good answer. They come up with all kind of, oh, well, the universe is creating the beyond as it gets there. That makes no sense, and they don't know that to be true either. And if it's empty space, where'd the empty space come from? And how far does the empty space continue? You know, I mean, let's say you're going like 100 trillion light years. It's still empty space, empty space, empty space. I mean, what caused that to be there, the empty space? I mean, realistically, what caused it to be there? I don't want to hear, you know, the legends of the lost and found, you know. Yeah, when I was little, I was always thinking, you know, what is at the limit where the universe ends? What's there? And then what comes after that? And after that, it's the after that that gets me. Because the after that can keep going for infinity. And it would be weird if matter is contained in an area like this size, and then beyond that is just emptiness, nothingness. So the universe would be like a drop in the ocean, and the ocean would be the empty space that surrounds the universe. But it keeps going on forever. And even though the universe is extremely large, when you think of it like that, it seems puny, it seems tiny. But, you know, I'm fascinated with the fact that I exist, that I'm here. And when you really think about it, it ties your brain up in a knot. You know, the whole thing, you know, and I, you know, the older I get, the more I doubt that the universe had a beginning. Maybe the portion of the universe we observe had a beginning, but the overall universe, or the multiverse, never had a beginning. It just recycles, or it keeps expanding. While one section dies off, another section comes into being, and the empty space remains. So eventually this area that's right now, say 93 billion light years across, eventually that will go dormant. Eventually it'll break down. Eventually there'll be nothing left except empty space, and then beyond that there'll be new matter, new material that comes into being. Maybe it'll be different than what we have, but you know, the universe could be trillions and trillions of times bigger than that which we think of right now. I mean, you got to think, 100 years ago they thought the universe was like our galaxy, and that was it. You know, and before that they thought that the solar system was everything there was, and that the stars were just, you know, objects the size of a table floating right within the Earth's atmosphere. And now, you know, some people estimate that there's 2 trillion galaxies, but if there isn't, which there probably is even more than that, but you know, a lot of people say there's 200 plus billion galaxies if it's not 2 trillion. But they don't know. They don't know. I was always fascinated with intelligent life beyond Earth. When I was a kid, I went to see Close Encounters of the Third Kind with my father. I said to my father one day, I said, there's a movie out I want to go see. And he goes, all right, we'll go see it. So we got there, and we went to the wrong theater. And we were like 2 minutes late. So we sat down, and I'm looking at it, and I go, doesn't feel like an alien movie or a UFO movie. Doesn't feel like it. And then I sat there for like maybe another minute, and then I said to my father, I said, I'm going to check the theater next to this one. And I went in there, and I looked, and it was a scene with Richard Dreyfuss. And I think it was like he was driving his truck, and the alien, the UFO, whatever, had its lights on, gave him a little tan or burn. And I ran into the other theater, and I said to my father, I go, this way. So we went in there, but I've always been fascinated with that style. But that style only. I'm not into the Star Wars and that kind of life form. You know, that looks unbelievable to me. But you know, the distances are so vast that it's impossible to meet anybody else, any other form of life out there. It's just too much of a distance. Now, there are moons. What is it? Jupiter's moons, Europa, or is that Saturn? Or Uranus, right? But Europa has ice, and underneath the ice, they say, are oceans much bigger than the ones on Earth. And they think that there are heating vents underneath the ocean where life should exist. So you have to send a spaceship, fly all the way across the solar system, land on this moon, somehow generate heat. I would assume it would be radioactive heat, and melt the ice, because I think it's very deep. And then go through the ice slowly, and go into the ocean. And then, I don't know, find out what's in there. It would be crazy if they did that, and all of a sudden we get pictures back of weird-looking fish-type things. You know, but we have life, not intelligent. I don't even know if we have intelligent life on the dry land, you know, portion of the planet, let alone the ocean. But I mean, we have life in the ocean that's far lower. I mean, that's deep, where the water is really cold, and you would say, nothing can survive here. But there are heating vents. There's like some kind of probably lava underneath the surface that produces heat, and there's life. doing its thing down there. Not intelligent life. Now, they can't build rocket ships and things like that, but it's still life. And once they find life somewhere else other than here, then they break it down, they see what it's made out of, DNA or something else, then they will realize that the universe can duplicate DNA easily, or at least where it happens easily. Like on this planet, life began pretty rapidly, So if the conditions are right, you have the right temperature, it's the Goldilocks zone. You have the right, environment, building blocks of life, the amino acids using electricity should appear. And then after that, we don't know the exact steps yet. But every year you get closer and closer to figuring out how life started. Every year there's a new piece that they find, a new puzzle piece that fits into the grander picture. And, eventually they will solve it. Eventually you will hear that scientists have created simple life in a laboratory. But if they find life on a planet other than Earth, a moon or something like that, whatever kind of life that may be, it'll show that life can begin elsewhere. And then they'll look at it and they'll say, well, it's based on DNA or whatever, something. But out of all the combinations, all the planets out there, all the galaxies, there's got to be something. There has to be something. Can you imagine this universe with all the stuff inside of it, and we're the only life form, intelligent life form? I find that hard to believe. They say we've seen no evidence. We've seen nothing. Where are you looking? What do you expect to see? What do you expect to see? I am sure that if somebody was looking this way from, a few 100,000 light years, they would say, we don't see anything there. There's no life. So, anyway, I'm going to go inside. I'm going to give my wife a little bit of a glass of wine and see what she thinks. And then I will be back. I'm going to shine up my shoes a little bit, put a second coat on, and then I have brand new shoelaces I will install. But beautiful night tonight. Anyway, I'll be back. All right, I am back. So these are dry, and I'm going to shine them up. Lost my grip. Oh, not bad. Yeah, not bad. But tomorrow they will look beat up again at around 4 or 5 o'clock, even before that. Yeah, they look brand new. Not bad. Went bowling today. I don't know, I'm a big fan of bowling. I just don't do it often. And so you can never build your experience up because I just don't do it often enough. but I enjoy it. Gotta get my own ball, my own bowling shoes. Have a funny story. Today was busy in there. It was a holiday today, so it was busy. And usually when I go to this bowling alley, there'll be like maybe out of the whole place, like maybe 10 lanes taken up. And they'll give us the one all the way on, you know, not all the way, but close to the end. And we have no one around us. But today, almost all the lanes were taken. And when we got there, there was a father and his 2 kids. They were bowling, not bad. And they stayed about 20 minutes after we got there, and then they left. And then about 10 minutes later, these 4 Mr. Furley looking type of guys showed up. And I go, these guys have got to be good, because they came with the shirts, they had the proper shoes, the nice balls that that you custom make. You know, they make it for you in the bowling shop, nice colors and all of that. And they had all the equipment. They had the hand what is that, grip thing, so you don't twist your thumb off. And I go, they have the equipment, they have to be good. And then I'm watching there for a minute or two. I want to say this, that one of the guys was very good. I guess he's the leader, who probably convinced the rest of them, hey, you know, we got to do some bowling here. Because he got a score of 266. That's not bad at all. That's a good score. So he got a 266. And the other guys, I looked up at the screen, and a lot of gutter balls. A lot of times you'd see 1 and 1, so each ball knocked down a pin. And I go, wow, for a bunch of guys that look like they're professionals. I mean, they have the bowling shirts, the pants, they had the hand grip, they had the balls, the custom-made balls. And you know, I thought that they were going to be awesome, but no. But it doesn't matter. You go there for the fun, not to show how good you are or how bad you are. And the more I do it, the more I realize there's a rhythm to it. You know, you get that hand-eye coordination going, and then it's a certain, you know, thing you do constantly. Once you get the right pattern down, then you start hitting the strikes or the spares. But up until that moment, you know, it's just luck for the most part. But I like it. I like the atmosphere too. Got a big bowling alley. It has all these side rooms. Some of them are little pizza shops. Some of them are, you could get steak, fish. Some of them are betting on the track. You open up the door and you look inside, and there's all these old guys, and they're betting on horses. So we did that. And then, like I said, we had a dental appointment today. Got that out of the way. And then we had dinner. Wow, not bad. Yeah, that looks nice. (9:05) 9:05 in the PM. So these are my my 2-year-old ones. I had to look at them again because they're starting to look similar to the other ones. Yeah, these are coming out good too. When I was younger, I say when I was younger, when you talk about the past, that's the only thing you could be. So that's redundant if it's in the past, but I would look at these buses, public transportation buses, and I would say one day, when I get older, right, once again, I'm going to buy one of these used buses, but at that point they'll be really cheap, like $1,000, and then I'll spend another, I don't know, 3,000-4,000 rebuilding it a little bit, and then I will remove all the seats from the inside and put better seats and maybe a couple of beds in the back, and then take that bus, put it on a highway, and go and see the country. Stop, you know, all these important spots. Take a nap when you want to take a nap. But now I go, you know, you could easily get a, you know, not a Winnebago, but you know, those buses like a Greyhound bus looking thing, where inside it looks like a house, and do it that way. But when I was younger, I thought getting an old bus and just restoring it a little bit would have been more fun. Yeah, these came out good. Really nice. Yeah, these are the old ones. I mean, I could see it's really worn here. I had some black boots, and the bottoms wore out. So I took them to this professional cobbler in there. From I don't know if he was from the Ukraine, but you know, he had like a Russian type of an accent, and he had all the equipment, so nothing was by hand, everything was, you know, professionally done. So I brought my boots in there and I said, I need new soles underneath, and I said to him, give me the most heavy duty soles you have. So he goes, okay. A couple of days later, I get a text, your shoes are ready. So I go up there and he hands them to me, and I think it was $120 or something. I think I paid $89 for those boots when I bought them brand new. But anyway, he did a good job. Did a really good job. It was just a bit much for the, you know, otherwise I just would have tossed them. And then I brought them home, and I noticed there was a problem. The shoe was no longer in balance. The bottoms were so heavy that it felt funny when you know, would hold them. It felt like the bottoms were way too heavy for the tops. So it would throw kind of your balance off a little bit. So I wore them a few times, and I just didn't enjoy the walk. These though, Georgia Giant, I love them. They broke in fast. Very comfortable, you know, so in my logger ones, those are even better. But eventually I will get Nick's boots. You can go to their website, check it out, nicksboots.com, and I think there's White's Boots, and then there's another company too that is up in somewhere in Seattle, I think, or Oregon. Very good. All right, that's it for now. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Another day, another whatever they say, another dollar, something like that. All right, ciao.